This was a golden egg worth hundreds of millions. A man picked up a can of cola and poured it over the golden egg. Under the museum director's shocked gaze, the egg gradually dissolved in the cola. It turned out the golden egg had long been swapped out by a thief. The female detective immediately ordered the entire exhibition hall sealed. As the main gate slowly closed, a figure in the crowd instantly bolted out. The man followed closely in pursuit, but his physique was too bulky. He got stuck in the automatic door and could only watch the thief fade into the distance. Meanwhile, the thief was changing his clothes while running. He was the world's top thief, Booth. Disguising himself effortlessly, he dodged the police search and quickly blended into the crowd. Just as he was about to escape through the exit, the female detective was already waiting at the door. Seeing this, Booth immediately turned around, pulled out a smoke grenade, and threw it to the ground. Just as the detective raised her gun, the grenade exploded. Seizing the chance, Booth fled again. Johnson, who had just arrived, gave chase immediately. The two raced through rooms. Booth used his slim build to slip nimbly through a steel frame, while Johnson could only stare helplessly at his own bulky frame. But he didn't give up. He quickly checked a nearby map, then took a shortcut straight toward the exit. Sure enough, Johnson intercepted Booth again there. He threatened Booth with his gun, demanding the golden egg. Just as Booth was about to give in, the female detective arrived. Booth seized the moment to knock Johnson's gun away and tried to escape through a window. Johnson lunged at him, and both tumbled onto the edge of the eaves. Seeing a pipe right below, Booth jumped straight down. By the time Johnson caught up, Booth was already riding an electric scooter, ready to escape. Johnson then glanced at a nearby sports car, immediately got in, and began the pursuit. But within seconds, the sports car was hit by a passing vehicle and smashed into a wall. By the time Johnson climbed out, he could only watch Booth speed away. 2 days later, Booth returned to his secret hideout. As he sipped wine, ready to admire the stolen golden egg, another voice echoed in the room. It turned out Johnson had been lying in wait. Police officers hiding outside stormed in, and Booth was arrested. The female detective then confiscated the golden egg. Booth voiced his confusion. His whereabouts were extremely secretive. How had the police pinpointed his location? Johnson explained that a mysterious figure known as the Bishop had provided the tip. Booth realized he had been betrayed. He was then escorted to a police car, the female detective in charge of taking him to the station, while Johnson was responsible for transporting the golden egg. But just after he placed the egg in the car, the officer closing the door, seeing no one around, reopened it, swapped the real egg for a fake, and sealed the vehicle again. When Johnson approached to board, the driver pointed out the door wasn't fully closed. Johnson went to check and found the egg still intact inside. Seeing nothing unusual, he got in and left. Yet after the car drove off, an officer hiding beneath it slowly stood up. As she removed her cap, it was the Bishop, the one who had betrayed Booth. The next day, Johnson was drinking at a bar when the female detective found him. She took the golden egg from her bag and smashed it on the ground. It shattered to pieces. Johnson was baffled. The detective explained the egg had been swapped the previous night. Their investigation revealed that $8 million had been transferred into Johnson's personal account that evening. With the evidence right before him, Johnson found himself unable to defend the accusations. He was arrested by the police. To prevent any escape attempt, he was sent to a special prison located in a frozen, snowy wilderness, accessible only by air and housing the most vicious criminals. Johnson would now have to share a cell with them.